was founded after 9/11 because they recognized that some people did something and that all of us were starting to lose access to our civil liberty.
Stepping onto the House floor today brought a surge of electricity as Marjorie Taylor Greene dropped a political bombshell, formally moving to censure Ilhan Omar after explosive remarks tying her loyalty to Somalia over the United States. The chamber froze as accusations of treason, foreign allegiance, and betrayal echoed across the room. Every eye locked in, every breath held, because this was a routine business. This was a moment that could redefine accountability in Congress.
Georgia seek recognition.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Clause 2A.1 of Rule 9, I seek recognition to give notice of my intent to raise a question of the privileges of the House. The form of the resolution is as follows.
Recognized.
Censuring Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota. Whereas elected members of Congress take an oath to bear true faith and allegiance to the United States without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. Whereas Representative Ilhan Omar took an oath of allegiance to the United States upon becoming a citizen, declaring, "I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen." Whereas on January 27, 2024, Representative Omar gave remarks at an event in Minneapolis in which she made treasonous statements. Whereas Representative Omar said she has spoken to many Somalians who asked her to intercede for the Somali government by pressuring the United States government into certain actions. Whereas Representative Omar assured the Somalians she spoke to, the U.S. government will only do what Somalians in the U.S. tell them to do. They will do what we want and nothing else. They must follow our orders, and that is how we will safeguard the interest of Somalia. Whereas Representative Omar continued, "For as long as I am in U.S. Congress, Somalia will never be in danger. Its waters will not be stolen by Ethiopia or others. Sleep in comfort knowing I am here to protect the interest of Somalia from inside the U.S. system." Whereas George Washington warned in his farewell address of 1796 to guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism, and further declared citizens by birth or choice of a common country, that country has a right to concentrate your affections. The name of American, which belongs to you in your national capacity, must always exalt the just pride of patriotism more than any appellation derived from local discriminations. Whereas these statements by Representative Omar clearly violate the oath she took as an elected member of Congress to defend and protect the United States Constitution. Whereas Representative Omar has exhibited the treasonous tendencies George Washington warned about, and her actions must be condemned by all members of Congress who adhere to the oath they took upon assuming office. And whereas by openly admitting her efforts to advance Somalia's interest using her position as a United States representative, Representative Omar has revealed herself to be a foreign agent acting on behalf of a foreign government. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota be censured. Representative Ilhan Omar forthwith present herself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure. Representative Ilhan Omar be censured with the public reading of this resolution by the Speaker, and Representative Ilhan Omar be and is hereby removed from the Committee of the Budget and the Committee on Education and the Workforce.
Walking into the chamber today felt like walking straight into a storm. The tension was thick before a single word was spoken, but everything snapped into focus the moment MTG rose and announced her intent to bring forward a privileged resolution to censure Ilhan Omar. The air shifted. Members leaned forward, Phones came out. Staffers froze in place. Because this wasn't just another procedural move. This was a direct confrontation over loyalty, national allegiance, and the integrity of Congress itself. Listening to the resolution, a chill ran through the room as the allegations poured out one after another. The words weren't vague or soft. They were explicit. They were damning. They were bold. MTG laid out that every elected member of Congress swears an oath to the United States, an oath demanding true faith and allegiance without mental reservation or evasion. She reminded us that Ilhan Omar, upon becoming a U.S. citizen, took an oath renouncing loyalty to any foreign government, including Somalia. Then came the heart of the storm, Omar's January 2024 speech in Minneapolis. Hearing it recited aloud, statements about pressuring the U.S. government, commanding it to follow the will of Somali nationals, claiming the U.S. would do what we want, made the chamber crackle with disbelief. The idea that a sitting U.S. representative would publicly vow to safeguard Somalia from inside the U.S. system left members visibly stunned. The resolution drew a straight line back to George Washington's farewell address, warning against pretended patriotism. And suddenly it felt like the founders were speaking straight into the present moment. MTG argued that Omar's remarks crossed a line no member should ever approach, openly positioning herself as a voice for a foreign government within the United States Congress. The word foreign agent hung in the air like a lightning strike. As the resolution continued, the consequences became clear. A full censure on the House floor, a public reading of her statements, and removal from the Budget and Education and Workforce committees. Members on both sides exchanged glances, some furious, some shocked, some quietly nodding in agreement. Standing there, taking all in, the magnitude of what was unfolding became impossible to ignore. This wasn't just a political dispute. This was about whether the U.S. Congress would tolerate a representative pledging to use American institutions to secure the interests of another nation. This was about whether oaths still mean something. The moment MTG finished speaking, the energy in the room shifted again. Heavy, electric, anticipatory. The fight ahead is guaranteed to be fierce, loud, and deeply consequential. And today marked the opening strike in a confrontation centered on loyalty, allegiance, and the future of accountability in Congress.